And we're back. And this week we got Alex is on the sidelines, not able to do the NBA. So James is tagging in. Bring it on. Let's talk NBA just before the playoffs start.
Just before the playoffs start. Yeah. Wish me luck, guys. First time ever not talking about football. So this will be interesting. This will be fun. I do know a decent amount about basketball. So, take it easy on me. Today, we're starting in the East Coast with the Washington Wizards. Tyler made a great call a couple of months ago saying that the Wizards were going to make the playoffs. I absolutely destroyed him and shit on him and called him an idiot because they weren't, but they are now. So congratulations, Tyler.
Thanks, sir.
On top of that, Bradley Beal is missing the last 2 games of the season because of his hamstring, which leaves Russel Westbrook kind of the guy in this. And Russell Westbrook just did something big yesterday. Yesterday, he tied Oscar Robertson for the most amount of triple doubles of all time. And today, he had another triple double. So now he has 181 triple doubles in his career. 182, I should say. Oscar Robertson set the record of 181 triple doubles in 1962. And for those of you who don't know who Oscar Robertson is, he's one of the best to ever do it. The dude's top 10 player of all time. Guy's amazing. His nickname was Mr. Triple Double. And now Russell Westbrook now has that. So Russ has 35 this season alone, and he owns the record with 42 triple doubles in a season in 2016. On top of that, Russ is only 32 years old, so he's going to take this record and he's going to run with it. Eric, is Brody underrated? What do you think his legacy is?
Yeah, I think he is underrated because of a few things. The way he is and his attitude. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying the way people portray it. A lot of people don't like him because of his energy and attitude. I like it. But he can be all over the place. Seems like a good dude to have on your team. I would say probably the most athletic player currently in the league. And people, would say LeBron or others, but you look at Westbrook and his consistency. He's not the best shooter, but he's pretty much the most consistent at everything else, rebounding and assisting and scoring, which is getting triple doubles. And that's probably one of the hardest things to do in the NBA. You have to be extremely athletic to do that, to get all those stats. And now he has the most ever. I think the answer to the second part of your question for his legacy, I think he's fulfilled it with this, but he does need to get a chip under his belt, or people are going to say he's like a selfish player. I don't think he is. I'm just saying that'll be another thing people portray out of him. Like if he doesn't ever win a championship, people will always mention that, but hopefully he gets one at some point. We'll see when. I don't know if it'll ever be with the Wizards, but maybe he could, join a team at a deadline or something like that in the future. Who knows?
Interesting. I agree with one of the 2 parts of that question that you answered. I agree that his legacy is this. His legacy is being a triple-double guy. Until he wins a championship, he's just going to be regarded as a stat stuffer. And is he underrated? No. You said he was, and I don't think he's underrated at all. When people think of Russell Westbrook, you think of triple-doubles. That's pretty much what he brings to the table. Like, he's not necessarily a winner. The thing about Russell Westbrook is that he shoots his team out of games. Yeah, he's like the most athletic guy out there and gets the most rebounds and most assists, but his teams lose because he shoots too much and misses. He has untimely misses. In clutch situations, he should not be having the ball. Give the ball to Bradley Beal. Give it to somebody else. But he takes a shot and misses. He's not the guy you want with the ball at the last minute. That's a fact of the matter. That's why he hasn't won everything yet. One day he will, hopefully, but he won't be putting up triple-double numbers if he joins that team. So one of the last questions I wanted to ask you is, how many triple-doubles do you think he averages from this point forward until he retires?
Not a big stat numbers guy. He did, what was that? His 42nd was tonight of this season.
He has 36 tonight.
It was his 46th.
36.
Let's see. He'll probably get 1 or 2 more this season. He'll be close to 40. I think he averages at least like 20 to 25 moving forward.
So he's at now. How long do you think he's going to be in the league for? You think he retires at 35 or 40? 32 right now.
Yeah, he's probably got 3 more years in him, I would say. 3 to 4, maybe.
So he's absolutely going to shatter this record. Nobody's ever going to come close to having the most triple doubles.
Jason Kidd, when Jason Kidd had like 107 and he retired, he said no one on this earth that is human will ever break that record. And then it just got broken tonight. So nobody else that is human on this earth will ever break it after this, except LeBron has 99. So no,
he's not putting up 100. There's no way he's putting up 100 triple doubles.
Wait. So you're saying that he's going to average 20 a season?
He got 42, or he's gotten 36 so far this year. He had like 26 last year or something like that. That's like the past 3 years, they've shown he's like gotten over 20 of them at these last 3 seasons.
That means like 25 to 33% of the games he's getting one.
But then also what James said, they're losing a bunch of games because he's scoring a bunch, but then he's taking all these shots and shit, and he's missing a bunch.
To answer your question, for his career, Russell Westbrook averages 23 points, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists across his entire career. So he pretty much has a double-double right there. A couple more rebounds here and there per game, like that's it. That he might be able to average. If he continues on this pace, he could average a triple-double for his career.
That's why I understand I understand the logic behind him taking stupid shots. That still doesn't equate to how he's not winning. Like, it just seems like you should be winning. Like, it just gets crazy to me, I guess.
A lot of bad shots takes the air out of the ball. It disrupts the entire team. It lowers your morale, and then the offense doesn't flow. The NBA is momentum-based.
Flowing enough to get him 5 points.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's just absurd.
But, yeah. The intricacies of basketball right there. Okay, moving on to the second question. We're moving on to playoffs. So the play-in round that we talked so highly about at the intro of this, that everybody hates and I kind of love and Eric loves. Right now, it has the Warriors and the Lakers playing each other in the 7 and 8 seed. Traden, what do you think about this?
It is what it is. I don't know if I subscribe to the, I think it was you that said that the league was trying to get this to happen. So you brought in, you thought it was a little more fixed to make sure that they play each other. Look, that aside, because I don't want to get into that. I would say, this is a matchup that we all want to see. We all love to see the Warriors play LeBron. It feels like we're going back to 2016 or whenever the last time they played. I don't even know when it was, but for what was it, like 5 or 6 years, they were playing each other straight in the finals. And it was something that, it just was kind of normal, and you got a good 7-game series, and it drew a lot of eyes. It drew a lot of attention. And anytime that Curry and LeBron play each other, it's basketball that people want to watch. And I'll even watch that game because it's a Warriors playoff game. It's against the Lakers, and I'll be praying to God that the Warriors can beat them so that I can say, fuck you, Alex, and fuck you, Tyler. No, but all seriousness, as much as I don't really like this play-in tournament because I think it's a little cockamamie for me, it's a little bit too I understand it. You're trying to just increase the revenue base. It makes sense but as much as I have my issues with it, I think that it's going to be much watch. It doesn't sound like the players are too keen on it. I know LeBron's not keen on it. I would say to that, you probably shouldn't have got 7th then. You probably should have played better and not get 7th. Like I'm not saying that he doesn't have a point, but it's tough being in that position, and the reason that you're even in that position is because you guys got dropped all the way from like 2nd to 7th in the matter of 2 months. So look, it's going to be fun basketball. It's going to be must watch. Everyone is going to be watching it. NBA loves the drama, and this is just more drama. So I guess if to your point, I guess maybe they fixed it a little bit to make sure that there is drama in the season. That being said, I don't know how the Warriors win that game, but we'll see. It's one game.
I like the matchup. I just wish it could be more than one game. This is something I'd like to see a 7-game series out of. Because when Steph gets hot, the Warriors are unbeatable.
That's true.
And Steph has to get hot at the right time at this point in order to make this happen. And there's still an opportunity. If the Warriors lose, that they still make the playoffs because of this play-in game. They'll play the winner of the 9 and 10. So there's a thing there. And I hope the Lakers win the first game and I hope the Warriors win the second. That's what I'm hoping to see.
In that case, you could see your 7-game series in the conference final if for some crazy reason 7 and 8 go undefeated for two rounds. I'm not going to put money on that, but crazier things have happened. And to your point, you said it over the weekend. You said that this is like you have no idea about this NBA playoffs. You have no idea. Does anybody have any idea how it's going to play out? Every other year we do, not this year.
Yeah. This year is going to be a coin flip all the way through. So I'm pretty excited to watch this. Moving on to our third topic, our last topic, a Tyler topic. It looks like the NBA playoff teams are pretty much set at this point. So I'm just going to paint the picture of the East and the West for you. So listen up.
Picasso.
Yeah, that's what I do, man. Eric's over there being Homer. I'll be Picasso. It's cool.
There you go.
In the West, the 7th and 8th seeds will be playing each other, which you just mentioned, and that's the Lakers and the Warriors. The 9 and the 10 seeds will be playing each other, which will be the Grizzlies and the Spurs. The winner of the 7 and 8 will play the Suns, and the winner of the second play-in game would play the Jazz. At 3 and 6, we have the Clippers and the Blazers, and at 4 and 5, we have the Nuggets and the Mavs. In the East, 7 and 8 would be the Clippers and the Hornets. And breaking news, Jaylen Brown is out for the rest of the season and the playoffs after tearing a ligament in his wrist. So that's a huge hit to the Celtics. At 9 and 10, we have the Wizards and the Pacers. The winner of 7 and 8 will play the Nets, and the winner of the second playing game would play the 76ers. The 3 and the 6 seeds are the Bucks and the Heat, and the 4 and the 5 are the Knicks and the Hawks. Tyler, which series are you looking forward to the most?
Yeah, so we've been mentioning the play-in series. Honestly, normally for NBA playoffs, especially if the Lakers aren't playing, the first round is, pretty predictable, except for maybe some of those 4 or 5 matchups. Typically it doesn't really get good until quarterfinals and then like kind of the finals of the conference. So first round matchups, I think the best one that we know for sure that's not going to be a result of a play-in. I'm excited for this Knicks Hawks one. I think just to see two teams that haven't been there in the playoffs for a long time, especially the Knicks. I think having them back in playoffs, I think is a really big deal for basketball. And the Hawks is kind of a team no one's really talking about in the East. Obviously, there's the big three up top. They've been playing really good basketball lately. So I think these are two teams that are kind of hot at the right time. Two teams that have not made the playoffs for a long time. So to kind of see those two right off the bat, I think is going to be really fun. But then honestly, every play-in series I'm probably going to be watching and paying attention to in both the East and the West, just to see the chaos that's going to ensue. I really hope a 10 makes it at some point. I don't really care, in either one, whether it's the West or the East, to see it. I think for NBA to kind of make sense of it, I feel like a 10 seed needs to kind of win and actually make the playoffs, kind of make this whole thing worth it, to kind of make sense a little bit. But it'll be interesting to see. I think, that 10-9, matchup. I mean, I think a 10 could easily win that, and anything can happen in one game of basketball. So I think it'll be very interesting, and I'm very intrigued to see how these play-in series play out.
Do you have anybody on the West side that you want to see?
I kind of like the Nuggets Mavs series. Past that, honestly, I mean, obviously, I want the Lakers to win. So whoever the Lakers are playing, I'm gonna want to see them win. So it kind of doesn't really matter there. But I think the West. I don't know. I don't honestly, as it stands right now, none of those matches particularly intrigue me that much yet. I think as we get closer to the conference finals, I think a few will, but at the first round, I don't know. For it, none of them really. I'm like, oh, I cannot wait to watch this one. Other than the Lakers Warriors for the potential play-in. That'd be it.
In the West, I like the Clippers and the Blazers a lot. That's a series I'm going to be tuning into like crazy. Traden said it earlier. NBA plays a lot on TNT, and TNT is all about the drama. And right now, that's PG and that's Dame going 4 to 7 games. That's going to be a lot of drama. That's a lot of hate, a lot of bad blood, a lot of people going at their throats. It's going to be fun to watch. I honestly think the Clippers are going to go all the way this year. I think they're from top to bottom. They're pretty much set. I love the Boogie Cousins pickup a couple of weeks ago. When they're all healthy, they're pretty unbeatable. The health for everybody else isn't all there right now, and I just don't think that the Suns or the Jazz are as deep as people expect them to be. So I think this year is the Clippers' year. So congratulations, Eric. And on the East side, I agree with you 100%. The Knicks and the Hawks, that's going to be a series to watch, mainly because those two teams haven't made it in a very long time. And the style of play that the Knicks play right now, defensively sound, is something that you don't see very often. Typically, you see NBA games go like 120, 130 points. Knicks games don't cross triple digits a lot of the time. So it's a lot like the Islanders play with Barry Trotz. Kind of slow, kind of hard to watch, but it's defensively sound, and it's something different that people just love to tune into. When the Knicks are good, the NBA is fun to watch. So the last thing I want to ask that wasn't on this question list is, who is your favorite to win the NBA championship this season? Tyler, let's start with you.
I like your Clippers pick. Man, yeah, that's a tough. I think there's we talked about it last week, how it's couldn't really tell you who's going to win. I think there's a lot of teams out there that have a legit shot. I don't know. I feel like the team that's probably been, I think, the most consistent and steady throughout this whole season is probably Philadelphia. I think they got a really good team there, a really well-rounded team that, for the most part, have stayed healthy. Obviously, had a few minor things in there for a few weeks, but for the most part, in this series this season that's had a ton of injuries, have stayed fairly healthy, and they're healthy going into the playoffs. So I kind of like the 76ers currently by just a hair for my favorite.
Love it. Traden.
I ditto. I was going to say the 76ers. A buddy of ours over the weekend said that nobody in the East has a chance. Yeah, I don't think so. I think those 76ers are a legit threat.
And Eric.
I really hope the Clippers, but say it's not them, it's going to be the Milwaukee Bucks, because there's a team that it's now or never for them. They just signed Giannis to his extension, all that. They got Drew Holiday. They're doing everything they can.
Why is it now or never if they just signed Giannis to this massive contract for a long time?
Well, it's pretty much now or never. It's pretty much now or never.
Gotta have that attitude.
Love your logic, man. Love the logic. That is my attempt at the NBA segment, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Hey guys, I think we got to tip our hats to James there. You did a great job filling in for Alex. I really enjoyed it. You never can replace him, but you're the perfect substitute. And you did a great job.